Hello. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Dipinder Bava. I am going to give you a presentation about study in Sweden today. Today we're going to discuss more about the Swedish higher education system and the opportunities for Indian students in Sweden. Let's discuss something more about the country Sweden. Capital Stockholm, currency Swedish krona, with a population of 10 million, Sweden is one of the known countries for its innovation in upper part of Northern Europe. Sharing borders with countries like Norway, Denmark, Poland, Sweden comes under the Scandinavian countries. The local language is Swedish and English is widely spoken. The largest cities of Sweden are Stockholm, of course the capital, Gothenburg with 1 million people, and Malmö, the third largest city of Sweden, sharing border with Denmark. It's the fifth largest country in European Union and the third largest in the Western Europe. Sweden is the home of Nobel Prize. So you'll see most of the Nobel Prizes are honored in Sweden. Some top brands of Sweden: IKEA, one of the leading brands in the world for home furnishing; Ericsson, H&M, a brand for clothing; Skype, which is now Swedish after it has been bought by from Estonians; Volvo, one of the leading car making company; now, why Sweden is the question. Why students should consider even to go to Sweden for a higher education. Sweden is known for its excellent universities. It has second highest number of top ranking universities in the world. Sweden has got second highest ranked higher education system in the world. So Swedish system, basically, let's understand how the system was structured. Till 2011, Swedish education used to be a free education for non-European students. So after 2011, the Swedish Ministry of Education made a change in the education system and made the higher education as paid education for non-European students. So there were a lot of students going from India to Sweden before 2011. Since 2011, there was a big drop in the number of students going to Sweden, but the latest statistics shows that a huge amount of students are interested in going to Sweden, even for the paid education. So now, a lot of Swedish universities are recruiting from India as one of their key markets. The Sweden is known for its innovation and development. They're very creative, they're very designing. Students actually get hands-on experience in Swedish universities through internship projects. Let's go to the next one. Creativity, one of the most important aspects of Swedish education and industry. Sweden has got excellent universities, as we already discussed. They have got multinational companies and they have a very innovative country. The student education system is designed such a way that it creates the creativity inside a student. And that's the reason why there are a lot of entrepreneurs coming from Sweden in European Union. The total number of entrepreneurs coming, opening their companies across the Europe, will see Sweden as one of the most top countries where you have more people opening their own businesses, where they're very creative. So Sweden is not only about study not only about Swedish people. Sweden is home to 20% of people who come from different nationalities. And not all Swedes are blonde and blue eyes. Many of the population have one Swedish parent and have another immigrant as a parent. In Swedish university, you will not see completely dominating classrooms. You will have international classrooms where you have a lot of different students from different countries. Why international students like Sweden? When it comes to equal status, Sweden is one of the most world leaders in equality between sexes. When it comes to women and men, they are number one. They actually have got same rights for women and men on all directions, whether it's parliament or it's government or in any industry. You will see a lot of women as a CEO of Swedish companies. Clean. It's a very clean country. Students like the clean air, water and cities. It's basically a country which is more dominating toward the recycle, environment conscious, and they're very strong in the waste. Sweden has got a very strong and strict laws toward the environmental waste. Safety is one of the most important reasons. Again, Swedish people are very open to non-Europeans. They have an open society which allows the immigrants to come from any country and settle down in Sweden. It's a very organized society. Things run on time. Example, the buses come on time. Everything works on time there. Some people think that Swedish is a very cold country. Let's see. Sweden definitely is a cold country when it comes to winters. And it get colds in winters can go in minus up to 10 to 15 degrees on certain days. There's an ice hotel in Sweden which is made up of ice completely. The hotel is built from ice and snow every year. So you can imagine that how much temperature they have to maintain to actually hold the hotel. So Sweden has got certain areas where the temperature goes really minus a half of the year, but most of the cities like Stockholm, Malmö, Linus, Skövode, they don't have that low temperature. Swedish universities offered 900 program in English language at bachelor's, master's with master with 1 and 2 years both. So if student wants to go for a 1-year master's, Sweden is one of the top countries we should recommend because students can actually do their master's degree in 1 year. It replaced UK and Netherlands and also France on 1-year master programs. A bachelor degree is always a 3 years program. You can see a map of Sweden. We have now, let's talk about how to apply. The Swedish universities have got a different system called Studera. Now, Studera is basically a company, a government-owned company, which runs the admission system in the entire country for national and international students. Student can apply for Swedish universities. In total, they can apply for 4 universities in a 900 Swedish kron application fee. Intakes, there are majorly 2 intakes, September and January. January intake is very low. I will say September is the most important intake. Deadlines. 15 January is the deadline, but few universities accept the application by May and June also. I will try to suggest those universities as Linus, Scovode University, Jönköping University, and Halmstad University. There are 4 partner universities of Indo-European. We'll send you these links by email also after this presentation, who actually offer programs till late May and June as well. We have already mentioned all the documents required for Sweden. You can see all the documents here. I'll just going to talk about the admission requirement first. The admission requirement in Sweden is a 12th class student can study a bachelor degree. For the master's degree, you need to have 16 years of education, which means you have 4 years BTech degree, or you have 3 years bachelor's with a 1 year master's from India. A regular master's, not a correspondence. In total, you need to have 16 years of education. Some universities offer pre-master's program, such as Linus University in business, where 3-year students can do certain extra courses and they can actually get into the main program at the master's level after the courses of 6 months or up to a year as well. The approximate tuition fee range from 11,000 US dollars, 6.5 lakh rupees per year, to 12 lakh rupees per year, depending upon the university. The cost of living in Sweden is 8,000 SEK per month, which is $1,000 a month. 1 Swedish krona is equals to 8 rupees approximately. Students can work in Sweden during their studies as part-time in 20 hours a week. You can get a 6-month job search visa after you finish your education. I have put few alphabet of Sweden. I'll be honest, save this slide because it doesn't. You can always refer this slide later on as well. It does give more information about Sweden and some culture. Swedish student visa requirement. Procedure to obtain the visa for Sweden. Students who are getting to go to Sweden, they should show the Embassy of Sweden 7 lakh rupees per year as a financial resources for a 1-year program. Students who are going for 2-year program should show 14 lakh rupees, And students who are going for 3-year program should show 21 lakh rupees in their bank account, in their personal bank account, to get the visa. So basically, students have to show only money in their personal account. They cannot show the money in their parents' account. An average, and doesn't matter which course you're going for, the amount is same. 7 lakh rupees 1 year, 14 lakh rupees 2 year, 21 lakh rupees a 3-year program, and you need to pay minimum of the first semester of the tuition fee. Swedish Embassy do not ask you to show the tuition fee for the next semesters. I repeat again, Swedish Embassy do not ask you, they ask you a minimum payment of first semester and the living expenses of the duration of the course. That's all you have to show. No source of income is required. The only thing required is the amount in the student's account. Processing time is approximately 2 to 3 months for Swedish visa. Student has to submit his file personally in the embassy, and spouse and children can also apply in Sweden, and if required at the same time. Yes, you can apply as a spouse and dependent as a children with the applicant at the same time. We're going to be now talking about few more things which we have not covered this slide. Now, Swedish universities, they do a lot of research oriented programs. Your students can do a PhD as well once you finish the research, the masters. In case you do your PhD in Sweden, it's free of cost. But to get into the PhD, the student has to need to do a master's degree from Sweden. Getting a PhD from Sweden is not easy until and unless you have a master's from Sweden. Coming to the other benefits of the Swedish education system, the spouse can actually work full time during the study period of the applicant. In case spouse wanted to study as well, they can study for free. Yes, if you are a spouse of an applicant and you want to study in Sweden, you don't have to pay tuition fee in most of the university and the programs. The average salary in Sweden is approximately 15,000 Swedish kronor, which comes out to be 1 lakh to 30,000 rupees a month. Swedish universities do a lot of exchange program with other universities across Europe. Coming to the admission requirement again, if a student have got a class 12th, the English requirement is 6.5. If student has got a bachelor degree for 3 years, still they're going to need a 6.5 IELTS. So IELTS requirement in Sweden is 6.5, but IELTS is exempted to the students who have got a 4-year bachelor degree in engineering, an MBBS degree from India, a pharmacy, and architecture. All these 4 programs, if you have these 4 programs from India, if you have done the program from India, you do not require an IELTS in Sweden. As per Swedish Migration Board, the IELTS is waived off for the admission. So Sweden is basically majorly a hub for engineers. If you have engineering students who want to go to good countries like Denmark or Norway and they can't go because of the non-availability of the universities and the deadlines, Sweden is a good option. In Sweden, they can apply without any IELTS. Some universities give admission within 10 days. An average administrator comes in a month. I repeat those universities again. You can write down the university name. They are Jönköping University, Jönköping with J, Skövode University, SKVODE. We have Linus, and then we have Halmstad University as well. There are 4 universities which are offering admissions for September intake, and they are our partner universities. Students who have 50% marks can also get admission. Less than 50 is sometimes challenging, but it's highly recommended that we should apply the application. The most important thing is you have to calculate the number of years. If somebody is 3 years BCom, he cannot study a master's degree until and unless they go for a pre-session program, extra courses, and those extra courses are only provided by certain universities. Like in Linus, there is a program where BBA student and BCom student can go and apply. So now I'll move on to my question answer session. I suggest all of you to please give me the question in my chat window, and I'll be able to give you the answers for all your queries. Let's see. Please, you can start writing your questions on my chat window. We'll have next 5 minutes for the question and answer session. In case you have question for Sweden, you can write them here. Any questions regarding admission in Sweden and visa in Sweden? I have a questions from Ms. Yukti. Yes, Yukti, if student has got 15 years of education and he has to go for a 6.5 IELTS, if he has it, yes, he has to go for pre-session courses. But the question is whether the university offer pre-session courses or not, because most of the universities in Sweden do not offer it. But if you have a business students or engineering students, then universities have Swedish university have got another system called courses and programs. The full master's and bachelor degrees are called as programs. The only small courses, small subject-wise courses are known as courses. So if you don't have 16 years completely, you can still cover the credit by doing some courses. We do have some university. Linus is one of the most important universities who is actually offering the programs at the 3-year students to do their master's degree in Linus. So if you have a student, please send us the profile. We will ask the university to give us a quick reply whether they can accept the students for that pre-master or not. We have another question now from SWEC. Okay, we don't have it. Kunal asks, is there any specific age limit for students wishing to apply for Sweden master degree? No, Kunal, there is nothing as such age in Sweden. But of course, if you send a student for 52 years old to the Swedish embassy, they definitely will have a question mark why a student is coming at 52 age. But I will say an average age should be around about from 23 onwards and can go up till 40, 42 also. Absolutely no problem. Because there is not migration happening in Sweden, and there are only qualified students who will be able to make it to the admission level. So number of students going to Sweden is very limited, and they always go and study. So if somebody is paying that much of money, they're always going for studies. So I say that the wage should not be a problem for the admission and the visa. We have a question from Pranesh. Pranesh asks 9,000 Swedish kron, around rupees 67,000 only. It's okay. Pranesh, I think there was a small mistake in a zero. I mean, it has to be 90,000 Swedish kroner, and so if you multiply 90,000 Swedish kroner, it will be approximately 7 lakhs. So 7 lakhs is what we have calculated. Basically, if you want to calculate, this is how they do it: 7,600 Swedish kroner into 10 months in a year, because 2 months is a holiday, and they assume it that in a holiday student will not be in Sweden. So they only want to show them 10 months of living expenses, and the Swedish kroners go up and down quite a lot in the whole year. So we have concluded that 7 lakh is a decent amount, even keeping the buffer into it. So that's why we always have 7 lakhs as a stick figure. If you want to go to Sweden, 1 year program shows 7 lakhs, 2 year program shows 14 lakhs, and 3 year program show 21 lakhs rupees in your account. Any further questions, please? I have a question from Kunal again. Can a student pursue a short-term course, example certification or language courses, along with the full-time master? Yes, of course you can. You can always take extra courses in Sweden, and Sweden universities do give the courses individually as well. Student can apply for, let's say, if you are in your second year and you want to go to Sweden for 3 months to do a course, like one subject for 7 credits or 8 credits, you can absolutely apply for the individual courses also. And of course, during the masters, you can do add-on courses if you want. Next question from Pranesh. Whether the student can apply visa online? No, Pranesh, student cannot apply the visa online. Some of the part of the visa process is online, but eventually student has to go to the embassy to take the visa interview. The next question is about how much funds need to be show for a spouse visa. For spouse visa, for a wife, if his applicant is going and his wife has to go, the spouse has to show 5 lakh rupees in their personal account in India. The child has to show 3.5 lakh rupees. So you can show either for the child together with the mother, or you can show in the, of course, the children are considered only under 18. So it is a but obvious thing that it will be parents who will be showing up. I suggest that 3.5 lakh for a child and a 5 lakh for the mother as a spouse to show in the bank account. In totality, I'm talking about 8.5 lakh, provided you are only 2-member dependency. If you are more than that, of course, you have to show. So every child you have to show 3.5 lakh, and every spouse you have to show 5 lakhs. I'm keeping the amount a bit extra higher side because, as I said before as well, the Swedish kroner slide quite frequently, and we have seen that just because of 10,000 rupees, student got the refusal. So my suggestion is that please stick to the 7 lakh rupees, the amount very specifically. Just to add, Swedish universities have a 900 Swedish crowns application fee, which has to be paid, and you can apply up to 4 universities under one application in Sweden. Any further questions, please? Do we have more questions, please? Today we will be doing, allowing, we're going to start do a testing with the mic with our audience. All of you who are having a mic, we will be opening the mic for next few minutes just to test out how the voice quality is on the webinar. So we're going to open a few people, we'll allow people to actually speak up, and we would just want to see whether the voice is better for us as well. So in case in future, we can actually have even an audio conferencing on the same software. We're going to be allowing are we going to be allowing Yukti to speak up as well? Yukti, if you can hear my voice, just a minute, Yukti, we are trying to, Yukti, we have unmute you. So can you speak, can you hear my voice? I think there is some problem with our speakers. We'll test this next time, but we'll definitely try to see, if in case there's a possibility, we can allow the audience also to ask question in audio mode rather than chatting mode only. Probably next time, we'll try. There's some technical issues here at the moment. Any other questions about studying Sweden, please? Any other question, please? We have a question from Gurang. Are there PR or citizenship opportunities after studies? All over Europe, similar to all over Europe, Sweden also allows students to stay back for 6 months in the country to find the job and look for the job opportunities, not only in Sweden, but everywhere else also in Europe. And as far as PR is concerned, students who live in Sweden for 5 years continuously can apply for their permanent residency as well. Followed to which 8 years, if they speak Swedish language, they can apply for the passport as well, which is the citizenship. I see that all the questions are answered here. We are going to bring this session to an end now. In case if you have any more questions, you can ask it now. In next few seconds, we'll be closing down this window. Thank you, Kunal. Thank you so much. I would like to thank you, all of you, to attend this session. We will be definitely sending you mailers about the partner universities. And I'm sure now you can correlate better to the mailers because now you have more information about the country and the structure and the admission requirement. Kindly please let us know if we need to improve anything in our mailers. Suggestions are very valuable. I'm going to write my email address here as well. In case if you have any suggestions we need to add in our mailers or in our trainings, it will be highly appreciated. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.